Hey guys, thought I would share my little setup here for the retracts and the gear doors. I didn't want to use a UP, like a UP1 or UP3 valve. I've seen a lot of gear up landings because of them, and they make me a little bit leery. You always have to grease those and make sure that they're working properly, and you never know when they're going to just misfire. And when that happens, talking with TM, he's seen it a lot too, and I've seen it a lot on warbirds. And once they misfire, then you're going to scratch up the bottom of your plane, I land on asphalt. So I just want to go with the mechanical setup. And TM has a mechanical setup he does with one servo, and it's a good setup. But you can't control the speed of the gear doors going down. They just open with the gear. Everything goes down at once. And I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to control the speed of the doors going down. I didn't want to use an additional sequencer. So one of the great functions of the 12FG is you can actually control the spool in and the spool out speed of any servo. So what I did is set up these two servos. This is my gear side and my gear valve, and this is my gear door and my gear door valve, and this is my brake valve over here. So the way I set this up is right now we're sitting on it would be sitting on the ground with gear down. So if we switch to gear up with the gear switch, I'll hit gear up. You see the gear went up right away, and now the gear door switch goes over slow, and it just opened or shut the gear door. So now we're flying. And so it gears up, doors are closed. And you can see how it did that slowly. Now it'll work the opposite. I have this set up to go fast. Now we're getting ready to land. We'll hit gear down. That will open right away. The gear door's open, and now the gear just came down. So you can see that way that works. One more time is we're going to hit gear. We're on the ground with the gear down. We're getting ready to take off, and we hit the air. So gears up, and then now the gear door's just closed. And then we're flying, and it's time to land. Gear door's open, and then the gear came down. And I can completely control that delay. I have it kind of what I feel is a long delay, just to make sure nothing's going to hit, and I can close that up as I want to make that a closer setup. Closer time between the doors closing and the retracts. And then I have it set up on the sub trim of the retract servo that it backs into the brake valve when I pull my right slider, which I always use for brakes. I like having it set up like this where I never have to take my hands off the controller basically to do anything. I don't like taking my thumbs off to click switches or anything like that, so I try to use my flaps and my on the left slider and my brakes on the right slider, so I never have to take my fingers off the sticks. So anyway, pretty slick setup. I'm happy the way it turned out, and it's one of the great features of the 12FG. I'm sure many other controllers have that feature, and it's pretty slick. Now, this way we don't have to have an additional gear door sequencer or anything. I'm going to use the same setup in the F18 also with bigger valves, not these. I'm going to use BVM high flow valves, but same concept. Thought I'd share it. That's it.